Raider Nation, my entire mindset this week, FKC. And I got a little bit of a battle going on with Chiefs Report host Harrison Graham. And as you guys can see, we're losing. I ain't going to let that happen. So before we get into today's show, we need to get more subscribers than that YouTube channel. So hit the big red button, tell your friends about it, and FKC. Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. And coming up here on today's show, we got the latest news and rumors. We're going to be talking about Trayvon Mullen Richie Incognito. I'm going to tell you when I think both of those players are going to come back. Got some pretty interesting draft rumors already sprouting out around Mike Mayock, potentially looking at some quarterback prospects. And then at the very end of today's show, I'm going to give you the latest going on around Odell Beckham Jr. So there's been two names of players that I've been getting asked on my DMs, Instagram, Twitter. When is Trayvon Mullen? When is Richie Incognito going to be coming back? So Mullen left week 3 a little bit early with an ankle injury. That was the Miami Dolphins game. And obviously he has not played since then. He is currently eligible to come off the IR. The issue is the Raiders still do not expect him back this week. And I would tell a lot of Raider fans out there, you're going to have to be a little bit patient with Mullen, but the Raiders have been patient with him because they've liked what they've seen so far out of Brandon Faison. So here's the question, y'all. I want you to go ahead and try to predict when Mullen is going to play again. Do you think it's going to be in Week 10, Week 11, Week 12? While you're trying to think, what if I show you the schedule real quick? Because here are the next 5 games for the Raiders. Sunday Night Football against the Chiefs. Week 11 versus the Bengals. Week 12 at the Cowboys. Week 13, Washington. Week 14 at the Chiefs. I personally think he'll be back before one of these games. Also, all these home games, I'm going to be at Red Tail in Las Vegas, so come watch my watch party with me. For me, my bet is going to be Week 12. That's what I hear from people that I personally talk to. That's when I hear that Mullen is going to end up trying to get back out there on the football field. They wanted them back, obviously, for the Chiefs game on Sunday Night Football. They're not going to rush them. So their goal for the Raiders, from what I hear, sounds like it's going to be Week 12 up against the Dallas Cowboys. All right, what about this next guy here, Richie Incognito? He has definitely been living up to his last name this season, and since the fact that he missed 14 games last season as well, I mean, it's been kind of a struggle, right? So he had a calf strain on August 19th. And the fact that he's been dealing with this calf strain for basically 15 weeks now is definitely pretty alarming. The Raiders initially were hopeful that he would be ready to go after their bye, so week 9. He hasn't been ready to go. I'm going to show you a quote from Rich Bisaccia here in a second. But what is the Raiders Report about? Keeping you guys up to date, giving you free videos, and also I want you guys to interact with me down in the comments. So will Incognito play this season? I mean, it's a big-time question. It's a big-time rumor going on. I want you to give me a Y for yes, or I want you to go ahead and give me an N for no. I just don't see it happening. I wish I could sit here and give you a different spin zone on it, but we've been waiting this long on Richie. The fact that he missed as many games as he did last year, and I really find it hard for a 350-pound dude that's having leg issues to be ready to play. Plus, I like what the Raiders' interior offensive line has done between John Simpson, Andre James, and Alex Leatherwood. Maybe it wouldn't be a good thing to bring him back. Here's what Raiders interim head coach Rich Bisaccia had to say on Incognito. We're hoping that we can get him hopefully to practice maybe the Dallas week and play the next week. You know, we have that short week in there for Thanksgiving, but he's been doing much better day by day. So the good news is he's been getting much better, and from what the reports I've seen is, yes, he's progressing in the right way. The issue is the original plan is for him to go on IR for 6 weeks. All right, then it was hopefully he can play in Week 9. Now they're just hoping he can practice by Week 12. If you're just hoping he can practice by Week 12, I'm sorry. I don't see Richie Incognito playing anytime soon, and probably this entire season. So when I said this earlier, man, damn it, I mean it. I want every single person that comes across this video today to type FKC, because I really, truly believe with all the drama that's gone on, with all the crap that's going on in the background, this Raiders team is going to respond, because that is the one thing that I think that this team, led by Derek Carr, has done a very good job with over the past few seasons. So go ahead, type FKC, and if you think the Raiders are going to beat the Chiefs, Well, guess what, man? I want you to go ahead, put your money where your mouth is. Go to chatsports.com/Raiders. Use the promo code Raiders125. It's going to get you 125% deposit bonus. So if you want to be a big baller, put down $500, you're going to get $625 for free. You want to be a baller and put down $100, get $125 for free. And because I want you all so much to get started with our sportsbook partner, to put some money down on the Raiders because FKC, I'm also going to throw in a free Raiders jersey. So this is for first-time BetUS users. You have to put at least $100 down, and then on top of that, we're going to give you a free Raiders jersey. So all I ask you to do, send me your account number to jersey@chatsports.com. That is my email that I'm using to try to figure out with all these jerseys. Email me your account number from your brand new BetUS account, jersey@chatsports.com. We've been giving out tens of hundreds of jerseys this season. So the next thing coming up here, guys, we're going to get into an injury report. So this is stemming off of the Raiders injury report on Wednesday. We did get an updated one right before I kind of started my show. Darren Waller did practice on Thursday. He rested, though, on Wednesday as a vet rest. Jonathan Hankins did not participate. Not 100% sure if he's going to be ready to go in this game. Nick Kwiatkowski, Keyshawn Nixon, they both missed Thursday's practice. I do not see them being ready to go for Sunday. Some players that were limited: Hunter Renfrow, KJ Wright, Tyree Gillespie. From people that I talked to, Gillespie has got this little thing that he's battling. Don't see him going. I do anticipate KJ Wright being ready. He's more of a veteran rest. Hunter Renfrow's the injury that I am worried about, and Josh Jacobs, he was a full participant, so he's going to be ready to rock and roll up against the Chiefs. But let's talk about Hunter, because he had a little bit of an ankle injury. He was limping around in that Week 9 game against the Giants. This is probably the one that obviously worries me a little bit. He's got 45 grabs, 448 yards. Right now he leads the team in receptions. He had a touchdown last week. He's definitely DC's go-to guy when he's trying to pick up a first down. Obviously, I like Renfrow, but I do have a lot of confidence in the newly added wide receiver, Deshaun Jackson, who he's going to get some snaps, and he's going to be playing this week up against the Chiefs, which is pretty exciting to be able to go out and see, right? Because there's no doubt about it. The Raiders' offense missed Henry Ruggs this past week, which is why I believe the Raiders went out. They added Deshaun Jackson. They also added another receiver to the practice squad who has 4.27 speed, which, I'll be honest, he's really not a complete receiver whatsoever. And I like some of the stuff that I've heard about Jackson. D-Jack said that the Raiders are the perfect fit for him. Carr said that Jackson looks really fast and he looks ready to go. Here's also what Derek Carr had to say on Deshaun Jackson yesterday. I mean, when you can add a talent like that, I think we are in business of adding good football players, and I've always loved him. I know guys that played with him that love him, and just being around him today and on the practice field actually working and things like that. It's going to be hard not to get along with that guy, especially, again, with the way that he can run. It was nice to see the #1 jersey flying down the field. That's what Derek Carr had to say on Deshaun Jackson, practicing with him for the first time on Wednesday. So I asked this earlier in the week, and I'm going to ask it again because there was a little bit of a unknown whether or not he was going to play. But Jackson, it sounds like he's going to be all steam ahead. He's going to be ready to get going. So I want you to predict how many receiving yards for Deshaun Jackson this upcoming week. The next story coming up here on the Raiders Report is a rumor that's, well, we already have to start talking about it. The 2022 NFL Draft, and the reason why there's some Raiders draft rumors swirling around right now is because Las Vegas Raiders general manager Mike Mayock, he's attending the Pittsburgh Panthers and UNC college football game tonight. And the reason why people are starting to talk about it is because there's two quarterbacks that I would say are in my top 5, Kenny Pickett and Sam Howell, plus Carr does have only 1 year left on his contract. And I know a lot of people are probably going to get mad at me for talking about this, but this is part of the equation of covering the Raiders and being a Raiders fan. Let's first talk about Kenny Pickett, who in 2021, this is in 9 games, a 68.7% completion percentage, 3,171 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 3 INTs. I know some of you didn't probably plan on watching any college football tonight, but I actually really highly encourage you to watch Pickett and watch Sam Howell. That way, when we have discussions in the offseason, you can honestly say, yeah, that's a game that I remember watching. Sam Howell was actually one of the quarterbacks that I liked the most when the year started. He's definitely regressed a little bit. And I don't want to just say he does remind me of Mitch Trubisky because they played at UNC. But there was some of that, all right, a lot of hype, and then it came down to earth a little bit. In 9 games this season, 63.1% completion percentage, 2,408 yards, 20 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. But I do have both of these players in my top 5 in terms of overall quarterback prospects as we are sitting here at the, halfway point in the NFL season. You got Matt Corral, Ole Miss quarterback, Malik Willis, plenty of talent there out of Liberty, Kenny Pickett, Carson Strong, and then Sam Howell. I mean, those are probably the top 5 QBs. Now, Mayock isn't the only general manager in the NFL going to this one. There's like 30-plus scouts, 5 GMs, but you have to, again, take into account Steelers, quarterback-needy team. Denver's going to be a quarterback-needy team. Howie Roseman, Philly, quarterback-needy team. Vikings, quarterback-needy team. When I posted this on Twitter, some people were like, oh, maybe the Raiders aren't scouting. I also have heard from people that the Raiders are 100% scouting those 2 quarterbacks that I just talked about. So what do you think, y'all? This is going to be a big-time discussion, whether you like it or not in the offseason. Do you want the Raiders to go out and draft a quarterback? I want you to type 1 for yes, or I want you to go ahead and type 2 for no. Whether you want them to or not, you have to be able to face the facts of if a new head coach comes in and coaches the silver and black, there's a pretty good chance that he's probably going to want a brand new quarterback. And if that's the case, then this team, Mayock, they absolutely need to start scouting some of these college quarterbacks that are out there. Now, I will sit here and say, because I've said multiple times, that I really truly believe the Raiders are going to bring in a new head coach unless Bisaccia wins a Super Bowl or the AFC West title, and that a new quarterback could be coming in. But Derek Carr should still be the starter next year, barring some crazy injury or crazy anything else that might happen. And the reason is because I would want a young quarterback to learn underneath DC. So if the plan is to bring in a new head coach and they want to go ahead and draft one of those top 5 quarterbacks, Pickett or Howell, you can go ahead, you can draft them, though you'd probably have to draft one of them in the first round, which I personally would not recommend. But you could let them then learn behind Derek Carr. Whatever you plan on doing at QB, if that's what you're trying to do, I would rather them learn behind DC, and then when DC's contract's up, it's probably going to be up, y'all. So this weekend, I'm going to be at Red Tail, located in Resorts World. I'm going to be hosting a free Raiders vs. Chiefs watch party. So if you like what I do during my normal watch parties, we have 10 times more fun when it's actually in person. So I got a really cool offer going on. If you want a VIP ticket for free, I'm going to be giving away 10, maybe 15 of them. To be honest, I haven't counted how many I have. But if you guys want them, message me on Instagram at MitchellRens365VIP, or I'm going to let people comment down below VIP. Now, these are only for people who are going to be in Vegas, but it's 100% free to come to. I want you to bring your friends. That's all I need. It's going to be from 3:20 to 9 p.m. at Red Tail inside Resorts World. So the first, we'll say 10, 15 people that either DM me VIP on Instagram at MitchellRens365 or comment VIP on this YouTube video. Those are going to be the people that get my VIP tickets. The next story coming up here is around the Kansas City Chiefs, and there's a rumor going around that OBJ could actually land with KC. So the Chiefs, they've been listed as one of his top choices. Andy Reid, when he was asked earlier in the week about having interest in him, he didn't deny it. And then KC, they've been looking for wide receiver help. Patrick Mahomes has been looking for an extra dude that he can rely to, because besides Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, it's been a little bit of a nightmare. So after all the latest OBJ news and rumors that I covered yesterday on Chat Sports that I've been covering all week, here's my new top 5 teams most likely to go out and get Odell Beckham Jr. The Green Bay Packers, the New Orleans Saints, the Chiefs, the Patriots, Seahawks. I personally believe that the Packers are the team that makes the most sense. And when you see a lot of teams, you're like, wait a minute, why aren't the Raiders on here anymore? Well, there's been multiple reports out there that the Raiders aren't interested in signing OBJ because they're worried about him being a locker room cancer, which I totally can't get upset about having those worries, because let's face it, the Raiders have had enough drama already this season. OBJ's been kind of a disaster the last 3 seasons, and we'll see it ultimately what happens. But it does sound like that Beckham is going to end up signing wherever he does after this week of games. And when we figure out where he goes to, whether it's a team with a great quarterback, a contender, it sounds like that's the route he wants to go. We're going to keep you updated on it here at the Raiders Report, so make sure you go ahead, hit that big red button that says subscribe, type FKC one more time, and I'm going to see you all later. Have a hell of a weekend, and remember, join me at Resorts World on Sunday for my Raiders watch party.